About a dozen pro-Palestinian protesters arrested for taking over a Stanford administration building last June faced a judge today. They're facing vandalism and charges for trespassing for their sit-in. Now, as they faced arraignment today, a crowd of supporters gathered outside the courthouse in Palo Alto, demanding the DA's office drop the charges. Here's NBC's Robert Handa.
It was a large and loud crowd of about 200 supporters that showed up here at the courthouse in Palo Alto, demanding that the so-called Stanford 12 not be charged.
Drop the charges now!
It was a protest stemming from a protest. The self-proclaimed pro-Palestinian group of supporters came to the courthouse today to apply public pressure to get the 12 protesters arrested during the Stanford demonstration cleared of all charges. District Attorney Jeff Rosen charged the 12 protesters with felony vandalism and felony conspiracy to trespass, which could mean almost 4 years in prison plus restitution to the university. According to Rosen, the damage cost was in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he also said a number of Stanford employees were scared for their safety.
Good afternoon, Bay Area!
Some of the defendants came from the hearing to thank the crowd. Cameras were not allowed in the courtroom when the 12 protesters were assigned a court date to enter a plea or report to the judge after meeting with the probation department. All but one are either current or former students of Stanford. They declined to be interviewed on camera, but addressed the crowd.
There is nothing, not even felony charges, that can be done to us that's worse than what they're doing to our friends in Gaza.
But as the next speaker began, Santa Clara County Sheriff's deputies and Palo Alto police gathered around the crowd.
I stand in front of you today as a defendant in this case and a Black and Jewish American. It is not normal that the world's leaders have stood silent for too long.
The Sheriff's Department declared the rally an unlawful assembly and told the crowd to leave the property.
If you do not do so, you will be arrested pursuant to California Penal Code 409. Furthermore, if you resist, force may be used against you.
The crowd eventually dispersed peacefully from the courthouse, and the rally turned into an impromptu march into downtown Palo Alto. Of course, many of these people and the Stanford 12 are expected to be back in court on July 16th. In Palo Alto, Robert Handa, NBC Bay Area News.